chair, weight evenly distributed left to right, front to back on her sit bones. And notice the spine stacking over the pelvis, over the sacrum, one vertebrae on top of the next, all the way up the back, the neck, to the top of the head. Sense the weight of the body on the left and the right sit bones. Sense the bones supporting the body, providing that structure, carrying the weight of the upper body down into the pelvis and into the seat of the chair. Sense the muscles supporting the spine, supporting the bones, bringing the bones into alignment. Working together with the skeleton to carry the weight and once you find that position where the bones and the muscles are working together, notice the ease with which the body carries itself. Now, add the breath to the equation. First, observing the breath. Observing how the breath moves into the structure the bones and the muscles have created. Begin to sense the expansion of the belly and the lower ribs as we take the breath more deeply into the belly and the lower lungs. Even out the flow of the breath between your inhale and your exhale breaths. Bringing the attention to the breath, take 5 complete rounds of the breath, evening out the flow between the inhale and the exhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue with 5 more rounds of the breath, but this time lengthen the exhale slightly longer than your inhale, maybe stretching it out by about half or even up to double the length of your inhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to our seated mountain pose. Continue with that even, slow, extended exhale breath. And once again, just check in with your alignment. And notice that support. And notice how the spine and the muscles, the skeleton and the muscles work together. And how the breath works together with the spine, the muscles, as we come into our practice. Let's just place the hands on the thighs. Inhale, lift the sternum, and exhale, round the sternum or round the back towards the back of the chair. Inhale for 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. And inhale, 5. Exhale, 5, and come back to a neutral spine. Use the inhale breath to lengthen the top of the head towards the ceiling. And exhale the hands towards the side of the body. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the side of the body. Inhale up for 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 5. And on this exhale, take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist towards your right side. Lengthen the spine towards the top, towards the ceiling. Create space. And think of each vertebrae moving over the next one as we twist towards the right side. Inhale, come back through center, and right hand goes to left thigh as we twist in the opposite direction. Lengthening the head, creating space for our twist, and then on the exhale, perhaps moving a little more deeply into the twist. Exhale, come back to center. Arms come back to the side. Lift the arms overhead with the inhale breath. Release the pointer fingers. Draw the biceps into the ears. Lift the upper body out of the pelvis and exhale. Arc the body towards the right side. Keep drawing the arms back and hugging the biceps into the ears, but drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, come back through center, and exhale towards the left side. Inhale and exhale here. Keep the breathing going. Don't hold the breath, and keep drawing that upper shoulder back. Inhale to isolate this lateral movement of the spine. Come through center towards the left side one more time. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, forward fold over the legs. You might bring your blocks beside the ankles and either come onto the blocks or the floor. Keep lengthening the spine. Keep the cervical spine in line with the back. Stretching the head forward. And if it's available to you, reach around behind the thighs and hug the upper body into the thighs. Breathe into the pressure of the ribs on the thighs. Take one more full breath here. And use the next inhale to raise the whole body up. Our hands meet overhead. And exhale the hands back to heart center. Extend the arms out towards the side of the room. And let's take the right arm over the left, reach around. And see if the fingertips might go just a little further today onto the shoulder blades. Keep breathing here. And perhaps see if the hands will come to meet each other. Lift the elbows up. And see if you can move the hands any amount forward away from the body. Exhale, unwind the arms. Let the arms stretch out towards the side. And this time, we put right, this time left over right. Again, inch those fingertips onto the shoulder blades. Breathe here and either stay here or bring the hands to meet, lift the elbows, and see if the hands might move forward any amount. Remember, you could always just bring this is an alternative in case the arms don't like to wrap fully around. And let's exhale, take the arms back towards the side. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. This time, bring the hands onto the blocks. Press the hands into the blocks and notice how this helps to sort of position them and flatten the shoulder blades on the back. Keep lengthening the spine and tilt the pelvis forward. Use the edge of the chair to help you bring that pelvis into a forward tilt. Inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead. Exhale the hands back to heart center. Press the palms and the fingertips into each other. And then open the hands up. And breathe here. Exhale, release the hands down towards the side. Roll the shoulders. And now we're going to just work on that range of motion and sort of moving the shoulder joint through a full range of motion. So make sure you've got some space here. Let's reach down, reach forward with our right hand. Maybe touch the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, come up, follow your thumb. Take it all the way around, twist back. Keep following the thumb with the eye. So we're getting a little work on the optic nerve here as well. So that's 2. 3, 4, and 5. And now we'll reverse the action with the same hand. So follow the thumb, take the arm back, twist backwards, keep following the thumb for 1. Hopefully you're not getting dizzy. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Come back to center. Just check in with seated mountain for a moment here. Again, take a couple of breaths here and notice how the body, the muscles, the skeleton, and the breath are working together. Reach the left hand towards the floor. Focus in on the thumb and follow the thumb all the way through. Reach across the body, reach back. 2. 3. 4. 5. Stop. And now we'll take the hand back and rotate in the opposite direction. So again, focus in on the thumb. 1. And again, rather than speed, focus on sort of extending. 2. Extending the range of your twists. Again, not straining, but letting the body, the breath, guide you into what's appropriate for you today. 4. And 5. Come back to center. Seated mountain. Observe. Take a nice deep breath in. And sigh out the exhale. Take the arms to cactus. Again, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling, right angle at the elbows, right angle at the armpit. Breathe here. Take that right hand down and across the legs and twist towards our left side. Breathe to inhale, come back up, and exhale. Left hand comes across the legs as we twist towards our right side. Good job. Yeah, it's great. Remember, finding that balance between ease and effort. You want to move into this pose with some effort, but not past the point where it's causing strain. Inhale, come back up to center. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, just rise up partway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's find our strap. Extend the right foot forward. And initially, just curl the toes on the right foot back towards the shin and have them pointing straight up or as close to straight up towards the ceiling as possible. So draw them in, press that heel into the floor, and let's reach the strap around the base, toe bases on that right foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the shoulder blades together on the back, and draw the toes in towards the shin. And hopefully you may be feeling a stretch all the way down the back of the leg. Trying to stretch out the calf muscles, the hamstrings, all those, that whole range of muscles that are all connected with the fascia, all the way up from the foot, all the way up the back line of the body. And if it feels appropriate, you might even lengthen the spine and fold over that extended leg to increase the stretch, take the stretch into that whole chain of muscles from up the back body along the right side. Let's inhale, come back up, and perhaps lift that leg up just first to the point where the thighs maybe are even. And consider taking the strap into the right hand and lifting it a little higher, maybe taking that leg out to the side or not. And let's release. Actually, let's draw that right leg, right ankle up onto the opposite thigh. Inhale here. Lengthen the spine. And fold any amount over that bent leg. But stop at the point where the spine begins to round. Make sure you keep the breath here. And that lengthened exhale helps us find relaxation in the muscles. Let's inhale, come back up. And release the right foot onto the floor. Take the right foot back slightly and see if you can just press that right heel down towards the floor. Again, this might bring the stretch into those smaller muscles in the shin. Now let's stretch out the left leg here. Take the stretch. First of all, just point the toes up towards the ceiling. Press the mound of the big toe out. Draw the little toe side of the foot back. Maybe see if you can spread the toes any amount. Draw the toes back. Inhale here and either stop wherever you feel that you're needing to round the spine to fold forward. And let's stretch out that same chain of muscles and connective tissue that runs from the toes all the way up the back line of the body. Looking for relaxation in that long, slow exhale breath. Let's inhale, come back up and lift that leg up. First of all, as I said, just to parallel with the opposite thigh, and then take that leg up, maybe swing it out to the side. Come back and guide the left ankle onto the right thigh. Flex the toes, push the mound of the big toe out. And again, we're going to stay here for maybe about 30 seconds and let that relaxation come on the exhale breath. Now let's bring that left foot onto the floor. Stretch both legs out this time. Put the toes up towards the ceiling and either bring your blocks beside the shin, beside the calves, or use your strap. Inhale with that nice long spine. Curl the toes in towards the shin, push the mounds of the big toes out and fold forward over the legs again. You're just coming to the point where you start to feel the spine round to allow you to go deeper into this fold. Breathe, stop and breathe. Draw the belly back towards the spine, lift the belly up towards the lower ribs. And again, notice the ease that perhaps comes during your exhale breath. Let's inhale. You can bring the hands onto the thighs, walk up and come back to our seated mountain pose. Take a nice deep breath here and sigh it out through the mouth on an exhale. Let's come up to standing. And let's begin our standing work facing the back of the chair. Have your blocks in position. We'll use them a little bit later. Come to standing behind our chair. And now, that same work we did on the foundation of our pose, just turn sideways. You can stay facing your chair. Just continue to do that work. But now the foundation becomes our feet. Lift all 10 toes away from the mat or the floor, whatever you're practicing on. Press the mound of the big toe into the mat. Little toe side, center of the heel. Even the weight out on those 3 points of each foot, and then even the weight left to right. Lift the inner arches, lift the inner line of the legs. Let's just grab our blocks and place one block between the thighs and one block between the calves. And now squeeze everything along that inner line of the legs into the resistance of the blocks. Let's inhale here and raise the arms overhead. And if you're facing your chair, you can bring the hands to the back of the chair. Otherwise, fold forward over the blocks and just support the upper body with the hands on the thighs and lengthen the upper body. Keep squeezing and lifting the inner line of the legs, and inhale, come back up. From the feet, all stack the bones of the legs through the hips. Just draw the pubic bone slightly up towards the belly button. This isn't a strong. And now let's firm up the muscles of the pelvic floor, sort of first drawing in towards the center, and then second, drawing the pubic bone towards the tailbone, building that support at the base of the trunk. Come up to the belly, soften the ribs, shoulders back, slightly down, head stacked. And again, look for that spot where you can, the body's standing, but you're finding both you're finding minimal effort and ease, because the muscles, the bones, and the breath are all working together to support the body. Let's take 5 full rounds of the breath here in standing mountain Tadasana. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's remove the blocks, set them aside. If you're not facing the chair, just turn to face the chair. And now let's back the feet away from the chair and away from the chair enough so that you can stretch out the upper body. Bend the knees as much as you need to release the strain on the back. Press the hands into the back of the chair. Then come into a chair version of downward dog. If you feel you have a bit more flexibility and you have an open back chair, you might even reach the hands in to the back of the chair and come into our downward dog here. When you're looking towards your feet, make sure the feet are parallel. If you find it brings a bit more ease, you might even take the feet slightly wider, bend the knees, and stretch out the upper body. Create spaciousness now by breathing deeply into the belly, into the lower ribs. And now, once more, let's walk ourselves towards the back of the chair. Bring the hands onto the back of the chair. And let's begin by stepping our right foot in towards the chair and take that left foot back. Again, finding that point where you're starting to find it challenging to take that leg back, but there's no sharp pain. There's no, you're still able to find ease. Begin to bend into that front knee. And if you feel stable enough to take one hand away from the chair, do so. And maybe 2 hands away from the chair. Coming into our runner's lunge. breathing here. Release the hands onto the chair. Drag that right foot back and come into downward dog facing our chair. Breathe here. And now let's step the left foot in towards the chair, bend the left knee, come onto the toes of the right foot. Bend that knee in. And just take a moment to find stability and to find that right level of ease and effort in this pose. Maybe start by taking one hand away and both hands. Release the hands onto the chair and step back to chair down dog. Stretch the body out, lengthen the upper body, bend the knees. And again, try to find that balance of muscular effort, bones, supporting the bones, and then the breath moving into those spaces you've created. Let's walk the feet in towards the chair. And this time, let's step again the right foot in. The last time we had that left foot, we were on the toes. This time, take the leg back and angle the toes out towards the left side of the mat. Before we start to bend the right leg, bring the attention to the left foot, take the weight to the outer edge of the left foot, and that same strengthening of the legs that we did in standing mountain pose, sort of do that same work with the legs. Now bend the right knee in towards the chair and either support yourself with the chair or raise one arm and both arms. Think about how the bones and the muscles are working together to support the body, to carry the weight. What's the foundation of this pose? What's the left foot doing? What's the right foot doing? Release the hands onto the chair. Lift the back heel. Step the right foot back. Stretch the body out in down dog. Turn the right toes out towards the side of the mat. Step the left foot in towards the chair. Now, before we begin to bend that left knee, bring the attention to the right leg, left foot, bend in, left knee in towards the chair, lift one hand or both hands. Think about the bones of the feet. How are they providing me the foundation for this pose? Think about the legs, the pelvis, the core, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips. Release the hands onto the chair, lift the back heel, step back to down dog. Walk the feet in towards the chair. Let's find those one or two blocks, whatever you need to support you, support the whole foot. And stand beside our chairs. Come up onto 2 blocks. And first of all, let's just bring that free leg away. Just let it swing. And then reach it out behind and firm up the muscles, the glute muscles, to lift that leg out behind you. Bring the knee back to a right angle and just lift and lower the foot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, option here to see if we can reach down and grab that right foot. Bring the pelvis forward. Don't fall. And stretch out. This is going to be a pretty intense hamstring stretch. And if you were working on the chair, you could just be sitting towards the side of the chair and doing some of the same work. Let's release that foot down. And now let's bring that right leg either onto the ankle, the foot onto the ankle, the calf, or up onto the thigh, and finish off our standing work on this side by coming to tree pose. Bring one hand to the center of the chest. You might see if both hands will come there. Maybe they will, maybe they won't today. Don't watch me. And if you follow, just take a moment to readjust. And let's release. And just step off the blocks. And let's now move the chair towards the other side or turn around. Step up onto the blocks, level the pelvis, and just let that outside leg swing. And bring the knee to a right angle, lower the foot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And let's see if we can reach down. Just grasp the foot, or you could use your strap here as well. Or and let's release the foot, bring it to the ankle, up onto the calf, or onto the inner thigh. Let's step up center. You might open the arms as well. Round the hands back. Let's step off the blocks and just shake things out here. And I'm just going to walk around my chair. We'll do one more thing here. We did, I think, the other day. We'll start by bringing one foot onto the chair. And here, just see if we can level the hips, stretch the arms overhead. Now you can stay here, or you might walk that foot across the chair. Let the leg you've walked across the chair open out towards the side. And again here, just find your balance in this sort of a very modified chair version of pigeon pose. Walk that foot back. Release that foot off the chair. And bring the opposite foot up onto the chair. Level the pelvis. And lift the arms overhead. Now, you're fine. This is a great place to stay. Or think about walking that foot across. Let the leg open out to the side. And if you have the wall handy, it's great to help steady yourself. Let's release onto the chair. Walk back. Release onto the floor. Shake things out and come back to seated. Let's find our blocks again and seated. This time we're going to come to a wide-legged seated mountain with the blocks in the center. Lengthen the spine. Inhale and fold into the center of that V, either coming onto the blocks or the floor. Just making sure the hands are supported, they're not dangling. Lift them, lengthen the upper body. Let's inhale, come up. Exhale, take that left hand to the outside of the right thigh, twist, right? Inhale, exhale, come through center and twist left. Inhale, exhale. Just let those knees sway in each other. And now let's prepare ourselves For final relaxation, so grab anything that you need to stay comfortable during final relaxation. Grab a drink. And just take a few moments now to let everything slow right down. Slowing the breath, closing the eyes, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Letting go of that pattern of breath we established at the start of the class. Letting go of the need to control and move the body in certain ways, and just allowing yourself to relax as completely as possible. Closing the eyes softly. Or if you don't like to close your eyes, let's keep the eyes just open gently. But try not to focus on anything rather than that sort of narrow drishti type of focus that we had during some of our poses, particularly when we were looking for balance. Find the opposite. Take your field of vision as wide as possible and avoid focusing on any particular object. Bring the attention to the toes, to the arches of the feet, the heels, and the ankles. Allow the toes, the arches of the feet, the heels, and the ankles to completely relax. Breathe. The toes, the arches of the feet, the heels, and the ankles are completely relaxed. Continue this journey by bringing the attention to the shins, to the calves, to the knees, the kneecaps, to the quads, the hamstrings, and the thighs. Allow the calves, the shins, the knees, the kneecaps, the quads, the hamstrings, and the thighs to completely relax. Breathe. The calves, the shins, the knees, the kneecaps, the quads, the hamstrings, and the thighs are completely relaxed. Drawing our attention to the hips, the glutes, the sacrum, the pelvis, the lower belly, and the pelvic floor. Allow the hips, the glutes, the sacrum, the pelvis, the lower belly, and the pelvic floor to completely relax. Breathe. The hips, the glutes, the sacrum, the pelvis, the lower belly, and the pelvic floor are completely relaxed. We now focus on the back, on the spine, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the ribs, and the muscles supporting the spine. Allow the back, the spine, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the lower back, and the ribs to completely relax. Breathe. The back, the spine, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the lower back, and the muscles supporting the spine are completely relaxed. Your attention now moves to the shoulders, to the arms, to the elbows, to the wrists, the hands, the thumbs, the palms, and the fingers. Allow the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, the palms, and the thumbs to completely relax. Breathe. The arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the thumbs, the palms, and the fingers are completely relaxed. Our journey takes us next to the neck, the scalp, and the face. Allow the neck, the head, and the face to completely relax. Breathe. The neck, the head, and the face are completely relaxed. We now focus on the throat, the chest, the ribs, the heart, the internal organs, and the belly. Allow the throat, the chest, the heart, the internal organs, and the belly to completely relax. Breathe. The throat, the chest, the heart, the ribs, and the internal organs and the belly are completely relaxed. And now our attention encompasses the whole body. Allow the whole body to completely relax. Breathe. The whole body is completely relaxed. And now, preserving the sense of relaxation we've developed throughout our practice, reconnect with the body by bringing motion back to the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Deepen the breath. Slide back towards the front of your chair. Stack all the bones, support them with the muscles in seated mountain. And take a moment to scan the body